How's everybody doing? My name's Augie with VIP Playlist. I'm here with my gorgeous co-host.
What's Adam, guys? What's up?
Yeah. And today we have probably one of the coolest dudes in the DIY scene. Followed him for a long time on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he's just super dope. You want to introduce yourself and what band? And
Yeah, sure. What's up? What's up, guys? I'm Will, and I'm in full blown meltdown.
you just released two bangers.
Oh, dude, I hope they're bangers. I hope
Yeah,
somebody
man.
thinks they're bangers.
Two
Yeah,
two
dude.
bangers, two
Two
certified hot off the
certified
presses
bangers, baby.
bangers, baby.
Man, I can't wait to talk about those songs, honestly, because they are actually two B-sides that I was just hoping people would like. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, they're doing pretty good so far. So let's just
Yeah,
keep it
man.
going.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you do everything, right? You record it all yourself and
Dude, so Tony's my best friend and my producer. And like him and I have played music together for forever. And he actually like what I bring him all the ideas. I record the guitars and everything in hotel rooms when we travel everywhere. I record a lot of the vocals in my car. And then I record the drums and everything at his house. And then he puts the bass down and he does a lot of the lead guitars with me.
gotcha.
But
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, but mainly, I mean, 90% of it is me, but the 10% that he does is literally so much more important.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, when it comes to making music, every little thing matters.
Exactly. And his idea is always just like make the songs pop.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted a producer, man. I mean, my wife, she showed me the demo version of is Jimmy Eat World's, was it Sweetness? Okay, yeah, it was the demo version of Sweetness. I don't know if y'all have heard that. They just released
Oh,
it
I
not too
haven't.
long ago. Okay,
Nope.
so it still sounds good. It sounds really good, but it sounds like it's missing something. And I think that's what producers are supposed to do, right? So
Oh,
when you get the final
100%.
when you get the final product, they may not even add a whole lot of like they just tell you, let's do this a little different here, and you can tell like it's the producer did a hell of a job on that song for sure.
Oh, definitely, dude. And
Yeah.
having a good producer is really everything. Like so many bands nowadays, that's the weirdest thing about like how much so many bands right now are recording themselves. And
Yeah.
you can literally tell the difference between a band that records themselves and a band that goes and has a decent producer. Like one of my favorite bands in the world has been like kind of fallen off in my opinion. Did you guys ever listen to Under Oath?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Man, like way back in the day, I was like so obsessed with them. And then they
Same.
started putting out, man, it was so good. Like Define the Great Line, especially, was like,
Yeah.
what, like, wow. But like their newest album, I don't know if you guys heard it or not, but something was missing. The new song they just put out, something was missing. And then they came out and were like, we recorded all of this ourselves. And I was like, damn, I can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something that it's like an outside ear, I guess, that really
Yep.
helps bring everything together. And
It's
some
so true.
people it's good. Some people it works. Like I know there's other people like a lot of the hyperpop artists do it all themselves, and that shit sounds dope. It sounds hella catchy, but I don't know, man. I guess you just gotta have the ear for it or something. I don't know what it
Yeah, you,
is.
you really do, man. Like it's so strange how some people can, I mean, some people can just do everything. I'm just fortunate because Tony is my best friend and has been on my side for so long. And if you
Yeah,
guys saw the list of everybody he's worked with, it's kind of like crazy. And it's all like really famous country artists of
nice.
all things. Yeah, like he's from Nashville and he literally, I
Okay.
mean, he works with everybody.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that is cool, man. It's always nice to have somebody like that in your corner for sure.
Definitely.
So, what would you? Everybody likes to classify things. So, what would you classify the music you make as?
Oh man, that's like I tell everybody the same thing. I love emo music and I love punk music, so I just kind of try to put it together and see what comes out. Like,
Gotcha.
and it's really weird because like I love like '90s music so
Yeah,
much. So
Hmm.
if there's one thing I could do is combine like that emo punk sound with the '90s sound, I would just love to do that. I'm not talking like grunge either. I'm talking like 90s punk music. Like I love 90s punk music so much. Although don't get me wrong, there's some 90s grunge I love. Like did you guys ever listen to Silverchair?
oh yeah, Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, I loved that band so much when I was
I'm
growing
sure
up.
you've heard them too, Adam. They have what is that song?
Dude, they have so many popular ones.
Yeah.
But I
There's
tell
one of
everybody
them
the
that
same.
used to be on the radio all the time.
Oh, dude, they had a bunch on the radio, but they like back when they were like 13 and 14 years old and they were blowing up somehow. But like their best album, if you guys get a chance, Neon Ballroom, like that album just defines what music should sound like to me.
Yeah.
It's just such a good album. And I mean, to this day, it holds up so well. When you like put it in, it's like, damn, it's just a no skip album, which I love. And then I tell everybody the same thing. Dude, if there's one album that I could recreate that no one will ever be able to recreate, it's the original Third Eye Blind album.
Oh, that's such a good album, dude.
It's so good. It's my favorite album
Yeah.
of all time. I mean, it's
Nice.
literally 14 tracks long, and every single song is a banger.
Yeah, for sure. Third Eye Blind was dope. They were also like singing about like meth and shit.
Oh yeah, dude, they were like huge druggies.
Yeah.
Which is it's so funny. So the last band that I was in, I don't know if you guys ever listened to it or not. It was called Northern Ghost, but we were friends with Alex from Third Eye Blind. Like we became friends with them, like through the weirdest circumstance, and we ended up shooting a music video in their actual studio, and it was like the strangest thing ever because Third Eye Blind tweeted out and was just like, right now we're listening to Northern Ghost up in the sky, and they were literally flying and listening to our new album, and I was like, this is the coolest day of my life.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
It was
That's super
so
dope.
sick.
Right.
It was so sick. But like I don't know, I love that sound. That's just such a cool sound to me.
Yeah, for sure. Listen up, all you VIP peers.
And VI
We have a
players.
goddamn Patreon now.
It's so aggressive.
I did.
We have a Patreon now,
Yeah, motherfuckers.
and a Discord,
Yeah,
and a YouTube,
Discord. Come
but
join it.
no webcams yet.
No webcams. You can't see our beautiful face.
Not yet.
Yeah. Shout out to Enormous Adam on Discord. Hit him up if you need a Discord. He did a great job on ours. It looks cool. But guess what? You won't know how it looks unless you join that bitch. If you would, please join our Discord and our Patreon. It would be really cool of you. We would love you forever. We'd still love you forever, even if you don't.
Yeah.
But-
You join the Patreon, you're going to get stickers. You get
Stickers.
to dehumanize me.
Yes.
You want to know what that means?
Go look
to
at the
the
Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's
And
it.
subscribe to our fucking YouTube channel.
Yeah. Comment.
Thank you.
Review. Subscribe. We
Yeah,
love you more.
all that stuff. Do everything that you do for all the people that you love on YouTube. Do it for us too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We love you.
So before we get too far into all that stuff, man, let's name your playlist, dude.
Oh man, this is gonna be tough. Dude, can we oh,
We can
man,
push
can
it
we-
off if you need to.
I was gonna say, dude, this is gonna kill me because after you said Barnacle Boy, that's literally all I've been thinking about is freaking everything from SpongeBob, and it's killing me. But I still want people to know it's FBM playlist really bad.
Oh, they will. Trust me. Because I'll add the last one we did, Squirtle Squad by Dwellings. So I'll add.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
so sick, dude.
Yeah.
Dude. Can we do Mermaid Man and the Barnacle Boys? Because that would
Oh,
be
yeah,
so
dude.
sick.
Yes.
That would be so sick.
For
Forever
reference, Adam said he was my sidekick before we started this interview,
I did.
and I called him my Barnacle Boy.
Yes.
All right, man, it's named. So,
Perfect. I love it, bro.
so the first songs we like to put on here, man, your first music memories from your parents showing you music, stuff like that. Maybe a long road trip. They used to put something on. What you got for us?
Oh man, immediate thought is freaking of all things Collective Soul.
Oh yeah,
Very cool.
Dead serious.
Happy
December
Let
was
Your Light
like
Shine Down. That was my
dude,
jam.
seriously, man, dude, December was my jam, dude. Like,
Oh yeah, that one too.
dude, it's so good. It's so funny because when they first got back together, it was like 2003. Yeah, maybe 2003, maybe 2002. But they were playing at House of Rock down in Florida in Orlando. And I was living in Baltimore at the time. And I hit up my best friend and I was like, let's drive down to Orlando overnight and let's go fucking see Collective Soul. And he was like, let's do it. And like we went, and that was the wildest show of my entire life because you know, I'm sure you guys both know they don't really play heavy music.
No,
But
yeah.
but their singer loves cocaine. And like I mean, when he came out on stage, he was so coked out of his mind, you would have thought he was in like Hatebreed.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. That's awesome. I
It
mean,
was
bad on his health, but
exactly, but the most incredible show was, dude. It was so good. I've gone back and seen them 4 times since.
oh, nice. That's
That's awesome.
awesome, dude. That's really cool.
Oh yeah.
So we got Collective Soul is what we're starting this bad boy off with. That's what's up, man.
Oh, a weird one to start with.
Who was that showed you that?
Oh, dude, that was my mom and dad. Like they were obsessed with that.
That's awesome. That's really cool, man.
I'm very
Uh,
fortunate. I have parents who were very versed in music.
yeah, dude. I did not.
Yeah.
Dude, my dad's favorite band before he died was Thursday.
Oh my God, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Thursdays, like, they're like, man,
Yeah, my
when
brother
did they
loves
even
Thursday.
start?
I don't know.
It
It says
was-
somewhere in the Bible when they started.
Right? Shit, dude. 97, man.
Oh, damn, dude.
I thought it could have been even before then.
No, 1897. No.
Damn,
Was
God.
was that when Waiting came out then?
1997 was,
Waiting came out in 99, so they were a band a couple years, looks like,
yeah,
before that.
Gotcha.
they formed in 97. So
That makes sense.
Waiting, they didn't release an actual album until 99. I'm sure they had a bunch of demos and shit, but
Oh yeah. Man, it's so crazy because like one of my favorite things about that album is Wind Up was originally recorded for Waiting, and they were like, this isn't good enough. And then they put it on Full Collapse, and that song just kind of took off and ruled.
yeah. Well, let's give us a Thursday song in honor of your dad, man.
Oh man, heck yes. I love that. Dude, Paris in Flames. I love that song. Actually,
Yeah.
wait, no, I lied. Can we change it?
Yes.
You can do two. I mean,
Dude, Jet Black New Year. Like
Jet Black New
literally, oh gosh, what a song. That was probably my dad's favorite song of theirs.
That's really cool, man. That's sick. My dad just listened to like whatever was on the radio, but it had to be like that oldie station. So like whatever hair metal band came on there, that's what he listened to.
That's so funny. Dude, my dad was like Mr. Obsessed with finding music. Like loved it. And it was so funny when he found Full Collapse, he was like, check out this band I heard. And I was like, what the fuck, Dad?
Yeah,
I
dude,
can
for that to
imagine.
come out in the 90s is pretty fucking sick, man. I'm
Mhm.
still like blown away by all the like great music that came out in like the 90s, man.
There was so much good music.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like his favorite band of all time was the Foo Fighters. And like, damn, like what a band. When you
I
look
know,
back,
dude,
like
yeah.
what a discography.
Yeah, those dudes are just killer, man. And like, fuck, Dave Grohl he was in Nirvana. He was also in Queens of the Stone Age for a little
Yeah,
bit.
dude.
I'm like,
Dude, he's been all over the place.
yeah, just
He
one hell
really
of a
has.
musician, man.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
one guy that I don't like. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know whatever like their popular songs are and stuff, but I'm not all in his like discography. But I respect that guy like beyond recognition. It's crazy. He's
Just-
he's so cool. Like, I feel like he's one of the last people that's living that's like he's rock and roll. Like he is.
Yes, dude,
He's
totally.
Yeah.
just fucking an artist, like rock and roll. Like, I don't know, just the shit he says when he talks about music. It's perfect.
Yeah,
So true.
it's funny because he came out to what's his name? I think it was I don't remember his name. Anyway, he was talking to him and he said he stole all the drum beats that he did for Nirvana from like
Oh yeah, from some like disco band.
from like disco band.
He was talking to Pharrell.
Yeah, he
And
was
then-
talking to Pharrell. Yeah,
Yeah, and he was just like dude, Dave was like, dude, I'm not a good drummer, and Pharrell was like, yeah, right, and he goes, no, just go back and listen to it, and then go listen to this like disco album. And I did exactly what they did.
Yeah, and you saw
That
Pharrell's face like it clicked because he was like,
Yeah,
"Holy
he
shit!"
was
And it
like,
does.
holy
It played
shit.
both of the beats, and they sounded almost identical,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, obviously, like the speed's a little different, but it's
Yeah,
like the exact same thing.
dude, that's so sick though. Like I love that, man. It's just proof that like no matter where you are in music, like you're always taking influence from something else.
Hmm.
yes, absolutely, and that's kind of what we wanted to do on here, man. Is just show off those influences because you never know, man. Like, I mean, you kind of get like a general idea, but the interview actually we just released today with Isaac Wilson of Dwellings, him telling me that his like favorite band ever was Block Party was that kind of threw me for a loop there because I was like, you don't play that style of music.
Yeah,
I would think
exactly.
that his playlist would be full of like Chon and Polyphia, which he did put one song from each of them on there, but like the rest of it was just like My Chemical Romance, Say Anything, Block Party, like just shit like that.
Dude,
Hmm.
that's all like my favorite music too, so I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
him.
yeah. So it's pretty dope, man. I mean, you can just pull in influence from anywhere and use it in whatever you want to make. So
It's so true, dude. That's why music's so great though, and why you can't run out of ideas because there's infinite ideas.
for sure, definitely.
What is that like name about? Full blown meltdown.
Oh, dude. Okay, so have you guys ever heard of the band Pup?
Huck.
No, 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 Pup.
Pop.
P-U-P, like
Yes.
Pup.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So they put out an album in I think it was 2019 called Morbid Stuff.
Uh-huh.
And like for the long like for the longest time I've searched for a band with that sound. And like I've never been able to find it. Well, Tony, his wife hit me up and was like, "Hey, check out this band. Like I think you're gonna love it." And I was like, "Okay." So I dove into their discography and I was like, oh shit, like this is like the sound I've always looked for. Like I've always wanted a band to sound like this. And I to this day, I swear they're like one of the best bands of all time. But they had a song on Morbid Stuff called Full Blown Meltdown. And it was just the craziest song. And I was like, man, this guy is nuts. Like their singer is literally nuts. And he just sings about whatever he wants to sing about all the time. And I absolutely like I admire that so much. And that song, as soon as I heard it, I was like, damn, dude, I got to name a project that. And that's
Yeah.
what I went with.
For you being like an emo, like DIY emo band, that's like the perfect name for a DIY emo band, dude.
Yeah,
I,
100%.
it's so funny too because I literally was just like looking for a name for this project for probably I'm gonna say probably a year before that, and I could not settle on one. I mean, I really couldn't. And then as soon as I heard that song, I was like, "Damn, dude, this is definitely it." And I'm so grateful that her name's Nemo. She showed me that, and I was just like, "Man, girl, like you have no idea. You just like saved my life."
That's awesome. That's really cool, dude. I want to talk about so the thing that intrigued me about you the most when I started following you on Twitter, I don't even know when I started following you, but it was a while back, and you, I think today was your 356th day in a row of you
Yeah.
sharing bands, like just
Yep.
DIY emo bands or just any band, really, just any DIY band, right? Just
Oh yeah.
supporting the DIY scene. I think that is the coolest shit ever. And it's like, I know it probably wasn't for the buildup of your release, but I mean, shit, I'm sure that helps a lot with,
Dude,
I mean, just
well, what's
creating
so
your own community. So,
Hmm.
what's so funny is literally I started doing it just to meet other artists and stuff. I was like, this is probably a great way because I already had a like a decent Twitter following, a decent Instagram following, all that kind of stuff from my past projects. Like everything had already kind of built up, and I was like, man, if I help small artists, like eventually maybe they'll help me too. And it really did work out that way. Like it
yeah,
really did. But I mean, in all reality, it helped me find so much good music. I mean, I found amazing. I had never heard of Ogbert the Nerd before this. I had never heard of like anybody like Oolong or Carpool or any of
yeah,
those bands
yeah.
or Ben Quad. And I was like finding them all and I was like, dude, what the hell? Like this is a whole side of music I have never listened to. And I had so much fun diving into it. Like, I mean, just so much. And the craziest thing is I've met bands that literally have 40 followers and are so much better than I'll ever be. And I'm just like,
Oh,
how
it's
is this band,
insane.
Yeah.
dude, seriously, how is this band this unknown and yet they're putting out music of like quality that I'll never touch. Like they're
Yeah.
just that good. They're that
Yeah,
good. It's just crazy to me.
we have a similar experience. We we're not like interviewing like the super massive like artists, and so we've been building this community, and like we help the bands promote themselves, and at the same time we're discovering all this wonderful music. They come on the show, generally speaking, they have a good time, and then they tell their homies like, "Yo, go talk to like Augie and Adam," and then
Exactly.
they'll we share their shit, they share our shit, and it's awesome. And then the amount of music that we find, just like you said, this band or whatever has like 500 listeners. I'm like, how? Like this is insanely good.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it goes to like it speaks to just how saturated the market is, though. It's so
Oh, it
saturated.
does. Yep, it's so true. But the thing is, you guys are kind of like doing the same thing I am, like kind of community building,
Yeah.
which is the greatest thing in the world. Like
Yeah, we met so many cool people.
everybody helps everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love that.
We're not
Yeah, and
as
then
good as you at it though.
no, we're not. But usually, sometimes at the end, like if they had a really good time, they'll be like, "Hey, like this was fun. Like let's do it again." And you can tell they want to come back on. And sure to promote their stuff, but they generally like they had a good time. And then if we bring them on again, we don't always make a playlist. We'll just shoot the shit, and it's awesome. Just
Exactly.
hanging out with people that enjoy music. It's
Yeah.
Well, that's the
really
that's the
awesome.
biggest thing too. Like you don't know when you're going to interview that artist that in like 2 or 3 years it's just going to pop off.
It's
And like
true.
Yeah.
they already came on your show. That you look back 2 years and it's just like, well, when I interviewed them, they had 200 monthly listeners. Now they have 200,000. I wonder if they'll come back on. Of course they're going to come back on. If you're
Yeah.
like one of the first ones that helped them, why the hell would they not help you back? Like that's just how it should be.
Hope that
There's,
happens. You
I
you
think,
could be the first one, buddy.
right, man? Let's go.
Try. I'm trying so hella hard. You have no idea.
I truly think one of the coolest things about doing this is like I've talked to, so I started this project like 4 years ago now. It's been a while. Shit, dude. Almost maybe 3 years. It's three and a half, somewhere around there.
2020. It was
3.5 years. Yeah,
2020, right? You
2020.
started, yeah.
So yeah, roughly 3.5 years ago. And the first, like I had to stop it for like a year and a half, almost 2 years. We were going through a lot of shit. But like some of those bands that I talked to, I still talk to today.
Hmm.
And when I first interviewed them, they were at like maybe a couple hundred monthly listeners or a couple, maybe like 1,000 or two. And now some of those bands are like clearing 30, 40,000 listens a month. And
Yeah.
Exactly.
it's just cool to see, which the genre of music that I enjoy isn't necessarily the most popular. So 34,000 listeners a month is like pretty goddamn big in that
That's
genre.
pretty
Oh
sweet.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
like, I don't know. It's
Trust me.
just cool to see that growth for sure.
Exactly. And we're in that scene too, where there's so many bands doing it that if you get to the point where you have even 20,000 listeners, it's like, damn, you did something right.
Yeah,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. For sure. Especially, a lot of these bands are now like figuring out how to like minimize costs. And so it is helping them because they're not spending as much money as they would, without
Exactly, man.
he's just doing stuff differently, and it's really cool to see. So they
That-
are able to fund their band with and that's pretty much all you can hope for in this genre. So
exactly. Oh, it's so true. It is so true. Like Gab is always like, you just love playing music, don't you? And I'm like, hell yeah, I ain't never gonna make a dime off this, but I absolutely love writing music.
yeah, like I think the first goal you set is to just be able to support your band,
Yep,
regardless if you
exactly.
have any passive income from it or not. You just want to be able to release content and singles and songs and whatever, pay for that, and that's good enough.
Exactly. Well, it's so funny too. So like, yeah, I haven't really got into this yet with you guys, but so I have a whole album recorded and everything, right? And I sent it out to so many labels. Okay, I don't know. mean, I don't even know how much of backstory I've given you guys. I got picked up by a pretty big manager,
Yeah.
like probably about like 6 months ago. He manages like the Used, Dance Gavin
Oh
Dance,
shit, that's dope.
Hail the Sun. Yeah, and he's been doing a great job with me. Like I've been really happy with him. His name's Will Stevenson, and he was the vice president of the Artery Foundation. So he's the one that brought up like Asking
Ah,
Alexandria and
Gotcha,
okay,
all that.
okay.
gotcha.
Yeah, so he picked me up, and when he picked me up, he was like, "You have something here. Like this album is kind of gonna blow up, I think." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So he shops it out to a bunch of labels. Well, I mean, these are like big labels that I was like, I have no chance of getting with these, and they all were like, "Hey, why don't you sign with us?" You guys should have seen these offers I got. They were hilarious. Like the way that you think you make no money as a DIY artist. Well, these labels basically take everything that you could earn and put it in their pocket.
Oh
And
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, dude, like, why would anyone sign with a label? And Will was just like, he was like, you know what, man, I'm not going to fault you if you don't want to sign with any of them. And I was like, good, because I don't. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want anything to do with any of this. And even the smaller labels, like, there have been some really, really, like, you guys know, like, Really Rad Records and Lonely Ghost Records and all them.
Yes.
So they all asked me to sign with them too. And I was like, I love you guys. And like, I'll talk to my manager, and I have a PR person too. And I was like, I'll talk to them about it. And of course, I talked to them, and they were like, "We really like would rather you just stay independent than signing with anybody small." And
Yeah.
like they want me on a big label so bad. But I'm telling you guys, you want to talk about a way to like lose your ass? Sign with one of those labels.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, the
man,
amount of people we've spoken to that like everybody's that's why there's so many DIY bands now. They're all just like, look, if we're not gonna make money anyways, let's do it how the hell we want to.
yeah.
Exactly. It's so true. And the crazy thing is, literally, they were looking. So one of the labels I was talking to was one I really wanted to sign to until like, they got to the point where they were just like, well, your first release would be X. And X was literally like a year and a half away. And I was like, fuck that. I will do this all myself before I give you any control over when I can release music.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that is so crazy to me that these labels are telling bands when they can release their shit. Like that makes no sense whatsoever.
I feel like which I've heard this too. I feel like there's sometimes they'll sign an artist and they'll just hold their shit. That way they're not competing with the
Yes.
artists that are already on the label that they know. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
that way you don't release a song and then you end up competing with their big artists. So they'll just basically buy your shit and then hold it and not release
Yes.
it
Yep.
for a while. So
Yep. And it happens all the
Yeah.
time. Like the stories Will was telling me were just crazy. And I was like, man, dude, like I'm so happy I have you on my side because like he wants me to win. I love the guy. Like he's
Yeah.
so cool. It's so crazy. Like he was like, hey man, like when you release the album, he was like, you don't got the money or anything. He was like, I'll pay for your PR. I'll do this. I'll do that. He was like, eventually you're gonna make me money, so I'm gonna help you make money. And I was just
right.
like, damn, dude, what a one in a million person to find in the music world.
That's awesome, dude. That's really cool. Like, yeah, especially shit, dude. I'm sure. I mean, if nobody's making money, I mean, somebody's got to be making money, you know?
Oh yeah, and dude,
That's
I know exactly who it is too. Like I'm telling you right now. So my current PR person, you want to talk about people that make money right now? You get into public relations. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It's absolutely crazy. Like the amount of money that they ask for to like release a single is astronomical, and it's just like, wow, why do people pay that kind of money for PR? And it's so funny because Will keeps being like, hey, let me like pay X. And I'm just like, nah, I can do this myself. And he's always
Yeah.
just like, and he's always like, okay, well, here's the goal. If you can reach this goal without X, because I don't want to like say her name or anything. If you can reach the goal without her, then I will like let you release another song. And if you can reach the next goal without her, we will continue to go in that direction. And the
that's
first
awesome.
goal, yeah, and the first goal we had was to hit 1,000 monthly listeners, which we did with the first song. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, you know what? We can get to 1,000 monthly listeners. That's great. And he was like, okay, well, the second song when it comes out, I want you to hit 2,000 monthly listeners by the time it's out for 6 weeks. And I was like, yes, sir. So literally, I'm on Reddit, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. I am pushing my shit everywhere, trying to get it in front of like just to ears.
Yeah.
And it's so like I'm actually having fun challenging myself and being like, can I do as good a PR as they would do for me for, $6,000?
Well, what's
Like,
great about it though is like you had you built a community like for the last 356 days you've spent building this massive community of people listening to and sharing other people's shit. And so I mean, without any, you don't ask people to reciprocate or anything, you
oh
just
yeah.
do it. And I think that's what people enjoy. And I mean, shit, dude, you don't need a PR company with the amount of fucking community that you've built in the last almost year. So
And the crazy thing is though, like even as much as I've put in all that, like you still can't get like I still can't get my music in front of eyes that are like, like someone. Okay, here's the biggest thing. These PR people and these labels have ties to one thing that none of us have, and that is to giant playlists. Like
yeah,
come like Spotify, come iTunes, like Apple Music, come any of that stuff, Title or whatever it is. They all have ties to these huge playlists that their artists automatically get on. Where a guy like me, good fucking luck, man.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you are so lucky to get on that kind of stuff if you are at a DIY level.
You have to
Which,
have like so many pre-saves and all that shit in order for Spotify to even pick you up on one of their curated playlists.
you want to hear something fucking crazy? You know how many pre-saves I had on this song for Party with Villains? This is crazy. 1,422.
Damn.
And it still didn't get picked up for a playlist.
Wow. And that's like the second song you've released. That's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The first song had 540 some. And I was like, man, like that's so sick. This one
You
got
almost
1,400.
tripled that shit, dude. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, what was really nice is Twitter and Reddit helped me a ton. But what was I gonna say? But what's so crazy is when you do a pre-release, people don't know this. When you do like a pre-save for songs, normally it's not till the third or fourth week of that song being out that it gets released on a release radar. So I have to wait for another probably 3 Fridays to see if like this was all worth it and if I actually hit my goal of over 2,000 monthly listeners, which drives me crazy because like every single day I'm like looking at my plays and like they're going up, they're slowly climbing, like slowly. But I'm just like, man, like I just wish that release radar would pop the day that it comes out because oh my gosh, that would feel so good.
That's crazy, dude. I've had a couple of them, but I think maybe I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I followed the band or whatever. They'll pop on my release radar as soon as the thing comes out. But
well, that's the biggest thing too, is I don't release music on Fridays. So it's not going to pop on release radar the first day, no matter what. Release radar will not happen at all until the first Friday the song's out. And at the latest, it's the fourth Friday the song is out. And so it drives me crazy. I've done all this research into this crap with Will because like I really want this stuff to be successful so bad. But it's so frustrating knowing that these labels, like here's the craziest thing, when I was talking to those labels, a lot of them were just like, we can get you playlist placements on this and this and this. And I'm just like, man, that's beautiful and all. But the problem is if I'm giving you my masters and I'm giving you 50% of all streaming, like, and I did all the work, like, why am I giving you that just to get on a playlist? Like that just seems so unfair.
Yeah. And not to mention, like, they also have ties to, like, the big press outlets, like Alternative Press and, like,
all the
big, like, the giant, like, podcast interviews and, like, giant
all the publicity,
corporations. Man. Yeah, that's what you're paying for. And I mean, that's so cool, true. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest. Like, I don't know. But I don't make music, so.
That's the whole thing. To me, it's just not. To other bands, it might be worth it. It totally might. I get it when people sign to labels. I really do. It's just until a label comes along and offers me something ridiculous. Like, okay, if a label comes along and says, hey, we're going to let you keep 75% of your streaming and we're going to let you keep your masters, I would be like, hell yeah, go ahead, let's do this. But the minute that you want 50% or more and you want my masters, it's not happening.
Yeah, the Masters, that's man, I feel like that's like a giant mistake.
Hmm.
Is selling
Oh,
your Masters.
huge, huge. And so many labels are always like, yo, we're just licensing them out. We're just licensing them out. Okay, so that means that for the next 10 to 20 years, you still own them. I don't want you to own them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's been a few lucky people who was able to buy them back, but still, like, that's tough.
Oh, it is. It's just not my life either. Like, I'd much rather go DIY and just see how that works out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. Let's try to take it back to the music a little bit, man. So, uh, you we got your parents' music on here. Let's get what was some of the first music that you found by yourself?
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Okay. My first band that I ever found that I was like, damn, I love this was probably, do you guys remember Harvey Danger?
Yes.
Hmm.
Paranoia,
They
paranoia.
have,
Everybody's coming to get
yes,
me. Yeah. Flagpole sitter.
yes, dude. Yes, bro, that was one of the first albums I ever bought on my own. And to this day, that song is one of my favorite songs of all time.
That's funny. The first time I heard that song, it was in that fucking movie.
What
Damn.
movie was it? Don't remember?
I know exactly what it's about, and I know it was let me see.
That's it. It's gonna drive you nuts until
It
you
is
look it
gonna
up,
drive me
isn't it?
fucking nuts, dude. It's gonna drive me nuts. What movie? It was a horror flick. It was a horror movie.
That's so funny. Dude, the first time I ever heard it was at a carnival.
Yeah, disturbing behavior.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
gotcha. That's so funny. That is so funny. Dude,
Yeah.
I was literally on bumper cars at a carnival and I was just like, what is this song? And I searched everywhere for that song until I found it.
Have y'all seen that movie?
No, I've never seen it, dude.
I'm
Oh
not sure if
shit.
I have.
Okay, it's about these kids that they're in high school and the teachers are like brainwashing all the kids.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. And
Is
like,
it worth watching?
yeah, I
Oh
think so.
yeah,
I
dude.
liked it when I was younger.
Dude, I'll watch anything.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta understand the movie was made like
Oh, of
it's
course,
not
in
in
the
like
90s.
1998. So yeah, it's not like the
Yeah.
best graphics or anything, but it was pretty fucking sick. It's got Katie Holmes in it.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's so sick, dude.
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie.
So
I
she,
liked it.
I was gonna say she had to be young
Yeah, she was
then.
super young. Yeah. It's got
So funny.
James Marsden. I don't know if y'all know who that is. He plays let's see.
Dude, of course I know James
Yeah,
Marsden. Is he?
X-Men. He's Cyclops in
Yeah, dude,
X-Men. Yeah.
dude, did you see the show he was just in?
Mm-mm.
He was just in one of the funniest shows I have ever seen in my entire life. It's called Jury Duty, and it's on Freevee. And I'm telling you, and Freevee is literally free TV. I'm telling you guys right now, you both have to watch that
All
show.
right, man. I'll
It
put it on the list,
Yeah.
dude.
it
Have to check it
it,
out.
it is. It's literally just called Jury Duty, and it is one of the funniest shows I have ever seen in my entire life. And the craziest thing is, I went in to watch that show because I love him. Like I think he's so funny. But like I went in to watch it, and one of my childhood friends is the defendant in the show.
Wow, dude, that's
I
crazy.
That's
Is
awesome.
that not crazy? I was like, damn. I was like, congrats, Ben. Like that's so sick that you actually made it on like a show that big, and I'm telling you guys, watch it. I promise, it's amazing. I
Hell
will not
yeah,
lead you
dude.
astray.
All right, so we got flagpole sitter, man. What's the next? Give us a couple more.
Oh man, are the ones that I found when I was younger.
Yeah, so how did
Okay,
you progress from Harvey Danger?
bro, my ears got like super weird around that time of my life because I ended up getting really into MXPX. If you guys remember them,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude, like I was like super into MXPX at the time. And hang on, which song was it that was probably my favorite when I was a kid? I gotta look this up real quick. Because gosh dang, I love that band so much. And MXPX was weird because my cousin bought me the cassette, and I was like, "Oh, sick, dude!" Like, oh yeah, Let It Happen. That was it, dude. I love that song, man. And then after Let It Happen, where did I go from there, man? Like, I started getting really weird. Then I went to Clint Eastwood from the Gorillas. Was like the next like huge shocker that I remember in my brain and being like,
Yeah, that was a good
"Wow,
one too.
dude, it was so good." I was like, "Man, like I absolutely love this band." And to this day, like the Gorillas, whenever they put something out, I'm like, "All right, I gotta listen to it." Even if it's shit, I'm just like, "Whatever, dude, I have to listen to it." Like my brain is
Yeah.
that addicted to it. Like especially because I was really into Blur as a kid. I don't know if you guys ever listened to Blur, but I
Yeah, yeah.
love Blur. And like the fact that immediately when I found out that it was Blur that was actually the Gorillas, my mind was blown.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, 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 for sure.
because you're a kid and you're just like, damn, dude, that's so sick.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
they're in two bands and both of them are so good.
Blur was in that fucking, wasn't it that Garnier Fructis commercial?
Were they really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I did not know that.
Woohoo! Is it that song?
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah,
That was them, dude.
they were in a Garnier Fructis commercial like in the 90s or like early
That
2000s,
is
90s, yeah.
so That is so funny. You know who they like? You know who Blur's biggest rivalry was with? This is
Who?
really weird. Oasis.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
They absolutely hated each other. If you guys ever get a chance, dive in to the Blur versus Oasis of the '90s. It is the craziest rivalry you'll ever read about.
That's hilarious. Man, that's so crazy to me that, like, yeah. Give us a Blur song, man.
Oh, dude, just do song two, man, because
Song
that's the
two?
song
Yeah.
everybody will know.
Yeah.
Everybody will know it right away.
I know it from the Garnier Fructis commercial.
What a thing to know it from, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, those were funny commercials too. I think it was Garnier Fructis. Maybe I'm like, no, it was for sure. Let me make sure, dude. Hold on.
I
Uh,
love how incredibly like 90s this playlist is so far.
yeah, yeah. I also remember the fucking Mountain Dew commercial with Hoobastank in it.
Oh, bro, oh my gosh, Hoobastank. What?
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know if you guys ever had their album, but I had it when I was younger, and I was just like, this whole thing is bad.
No, I never had it.
Dude, it
I
was so
didn't.
funny, man. Because like that, their single, everybody bought that album because of that single, and then every single song sounded exactly the same, but in a bad way.
Wow.
I hated that feeling, man. That was like the worst feeling when you were a kid, especially because like you couldn't hear the rest of the album on streaming or anything. You had to just buy the CD and see if it
Yeah.
sucked or not.
Yeah, we've talked about that many times. Yeah. You had to buy the CD and if it sucked then you were just out of
Out
fucking $10,
$10.
bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, dude. Oh, what a horrible feeling.
or you could go like
But,
trade it into Hastings for like $2.
yeah, dude. Or
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys remember it was like Record Town before it was FYE? And then
Oh, so we never had a FYE, right? We live in like a really small town in Texas. We only had the Hastings.
oh no way, dude. We,
Yeah.
we had Record and Tape Traders and FYE and Record Town. Like we had a bunch of stuff like that, but man, like FYE was the worst. You went in there and you would buy a CD, and dude, CDs were like 14.99 in the
Hmm.
90s.
Damn.
Like the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was like, wow, dude, that is so expensive. And then you'd sell it back and you'd get 50-cent credit.
Yeah. Yeah. Hastings wasn't
Oh,
that bad. Hastings would give you like $3 or $4 store credit or like $2 cash.
Yeah,
dude,
man. We lived
Hastings
in
was the shit,
Hastings.
dude. Yeah, we did. We would just hang out in the Hastings like all day.
dude, that's how I was. I actually, my first job was a catering company, which was terrible. I was only there for a year, but my first job that I actually loved was at an FYE. And it was the craziest thing because I'll never forget the number one most sold back CD that we had in stock. What was actually one you would never guess. Do you guys remember Tub Thumper?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that was the
Was
number
it
one.
Dishwalla or something? What is it?
It was something like that. I don't even remember, but it was the number one most sold back CD. And it got to the point where it was so bad that if people brought us that CD, we weren't allowed to buy it back.
That's fine. Chumbawamba was the fucking name, not
Chumbo,
Kushwala.
that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Chumbawamba. Yeah. But it was that. And you know what the number two most sold back album ever was? This is crazy. White Pony by the Deftones.
Oh wow. That
Yep.
was like my favorite album growing up.
Dude, I know.
Yeah, it's a great album.
I couldn't believe it, but it was to the point where if you sold it back to us, you got a dime.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell
Nuts,
yeah.
man.
That's
Dude, I
fucking
still
awesome.
remember. I remember like all the stats from working there. Number three was the Eiffel 65 CD with Blue on it.
Yeah. Yeah. You can only listen to Blue so many times.
Oh, bro, for real though. Although when I was a kid, I was obsessed with that song.
Oh, who wasn't, bro? That was
Oh
such a
yeah.
good song.
I mean, not that it ever comes on now, but if it did, I'd turn it up.
Oh, it comes on all the time at my house, bro. My wife plays that shit all the time.
Oh
God,
no,
hilarious.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh
The kids love
no.
that shit too, man. They're in the car and singing, you know.
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah. But all right, let's get into actually I want to know, so what got you into playing instruments, man?
Oh, dude. So this is like really weird, but I had when I was a kid, I was like, man, like, my parents were super into music and like they'd watch like music, like VHSs and stuff all the time of like bands playing live or like music videos because that's when like MTV and stuff was really popular and they sold
Hmm.
like VHSs of it. And I will never forget that, dude, I don't remember. It was like probably like fourth or fifth grade. My music teacher, when I told her I wanted to play drums, dude, this lady was such a bitch. She was like, "You do not have any musical talent." And
Oh
I was like,
shit.
Wow.
yeah, dude. And I was just like, dude, okay, so I went to a private school. Like, my parents sent me to a private school, and it was like the worst school of all time. And this lady, to this day, I hope she died because, like, she was that mean. Like, she was that mean. I have never met a human being this mean. And, like, it resonated with me so hard. And I will never forget. It was like eighth grade. And I was like, Dad, will you buy me a drum set? And he was just like, I thought you'd never ask, dude. And he bought me my first drum set. And I was so thrilled. And I practiced. Like I'm talking, my parents must have hated me because I was practicing probably like 8 hours a day. It was bad. And then, of course, I had friends who were like super into playing music too. And then, like, I started playing bass in 10th grade. And I only played drums and bass for the longest time. Like, that's all I did. And then, it was only 3 years ago that I picked up guitar and then and at the same time started singing. And I was like, man, this is kind of fun too. Like, I like this. But I played drums and bass for every band I was in for God knows how long.
Oh, all right, damn. So you're just fresh to the guitar. That's cool, man.
Oh, bro, I'm so fresh to guitar and so fresh to singing. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude. I mean, it's not bad for being brand new to it, dude. That's
Thanks, dude. I
yeah, man.
appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Like, tell us a little bit about um, Let Me Hang and Pray with Villains. What are those songs
Okay,
about?
dude. So Let Me Hang was legitimately just like a whole dude. I don't know if you guys ever listened to the band Cursive.
Yes.
I've heard of them.
So I like based Let Me Hang off of a song of theirs called Driftwood, like lyrically and everything. And it's basically like everything in his life, he's just fucked it up. Like that's all there is to it. And like no matter who tries to fix him, he's just busted. And I was like, man, like I just really loved that idea. So I wanted to base something loosely off of that. And then parting with parting with villains was really funny because I was writing it. This is probably super fucked up that I did this, but I while I was talking to the labels and I was getting super frustrated, I was writing that song. And if you actually dive into that song, it is about every single label I talked to and everyone that I was working with in the music industry at the time that was I'm dead serious. Like those lyrics are very spiteful to the people I was talking to at the time.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was frustrated. Yeah, but I love writing lyrics about like real shit. Like I don't know if something's going on in my life, I'm gonna write about it.
Yeah, I think those are like that's like the best form of lyricism to me personally.
Oh, me too, dude.
Who
Me
are just
too.
relatable. You know, even if
Yeah.
Yep,
I haven't
exactly.
necessarily been through it, I can still relate to you based off of what you're saying.
Exactly. That's how I feel too, dude.
So you, real quick, you said Driftwood by Cursive.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I went ahead and threw that song on there as well.
Good look, because that is
Yeah.
a great song.
Um, before we get into like the emo and stuff phase, this is slated to come out June 22nd. I don't know if you have any like more releases that you can talk about or anything you can talk about, but that's
Oh yeah.
kind of the target date for this. So you can talk about, whatever
That's
you can.
actually no, that's beautiful because I have another song coming out then actually that I'm super so these first two, it's really weird. So I have the whole album recorded. It's 11 songs long. None of these songs made it. Those first two. So what we did was there were three B sides that I really liked, and I recorded 23 songs total, but I only wanted to release the 14 of them because a couple of them that just didn't feel like they fit my sound right, and a couple of them just like I was like I love parts of these, but as a whole, I'm not going to release them. So what we did was my least favorite of all the B sides was "Let Me Hang," and I was like, let's release that first. And then "Partying with Villains" was my second least favorite, and then this new one is the one that it came so close to making the album. It was crazy, but another song like just barely edged it out. And it's so funny. I haven't said the name of the album to anybody. I haven't told anybody jack shit, but I will tell you guys that the album is so sick. Like I cannot wait for you guys to hear it. I can't wait for anyone to hear it because it is one of the weirdest albums people are ever going to hear. And like it flows front to back so well without stopping that it makes no sense. I think people are really going to dig it. I
That's all.
really do.
And
I'm very excited.
yeah, all these songs are already mixed and mastered. Or are you waiting on anything? Or you just,
No, dude, I've been sitting on this for over 6 months
oh,
now.
that's got to be so hard, man.
Oh,
Wow.
it's been killing me. So now I finished mixing and mastering everything. Damn, it's been longer now. It's been since October. So it's been 8 months now that I've been sitting on the album, and I'm not going to get to release a single song off of it until almost a year after it was finished being mixed and
Damn.
mastered.
Wow.
Yeah, and oh, it's been absolutely wrecking me. But this next song coming out, I'm telling you guys, it is the best song I have coming out by far out of the three singles. Like by far, I fucking love it.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited to hear that, man. I'm
I'm
super
really excited for
excited.
everybody here. I really am. Like we kind of like let me hang in part of Villains were like really songs that I was like I like these songs like they're cool and I feel like they're strong to come out with because they're very just like aggressive and like a lot of my stuff is nowhere near as like aggressive as those two songs are. It's more like um I feel like the songwriting is just better on the other songs. And I really want everyone I wanted everyone like right off the bat to be like, oh damn, like okay, full blown meltdown is kind of like crazy. And then when they hear the album, them to be like, what the fuck, dude? Like this is just like everything. There's just everything on it. And I really just I think it's gonna excite people a lot. I really do.
Hell yeah, man. I have a little confession to make. So last month we did a live episode and I asked for everybody to like send me new songs or new bands or whatever
Yeah.
to add into a playlist and then we listen to it and we talk about some of our favorite songs on that playlist. So last month we didn't have as many people send us songs as we normally have. So
Uh-huh.
I just scrolled through your fucking Twitter and
I love that,
and put a
dude. I
bunch of fucking
love
songs
that.
on there, dude. I put
Dude,
it's
that's
Good Hangs, Haunt Dog, and Saturdays at Your Place were some of the ones that I put on there.
that's so sick, man. Those are so great too.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, fuck, we need a few more songs to listen to. So I was like, fuck it. I,
Well, if you guys ever need recommendations, please just come to me because I promise you I know way too many bands.
yeah, so I like people to, send us some music to listen to. And we just like this month we have a pretty decent sized playlist. We got 36 songs. It's a little over 2 hours.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
we're set for
huge.
this. Yeah, I like to keep it at around 2 hours because that's plenty to listen to and then pick. But I also have like bigger bands on here if they release something new. So like Bring Me the Horizon and I put Post Malone's new song on this one too. So
I'm actually really interested in the new Post stuff because have you noticed how quick he's putting out this new album?
yeah,
Because his last album flopped so hard, and I think he really is like, damn, I really let people down.
yeah. I don't know, man. He's a good artist. I enjoy a lot of his stuff.
Oh,
Um,
I'm the same way. His first three albums are three of the best. Like, I don't even know what to describe his music as exactly, but they're perfect, all three of them. And then that new one really it just kind of let me down, like all over the place.
was
And I was
that
like, damn,
the
dude,
12 karat toothache?
yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
that
didn't
that's that.
listen to that one.
It's just not very good. Like
Yeah.
it's got songs on it that are decent, but like nothing really like strikes you. And I think that I mean, he just put that out last year, so you know for a fact he took so much time between the first three that him just flying this one out a year later says that damn, that one must have flopped hard.
Yeah. My favorite of the ones that he's released is Hollywood's Bleeding. I love that album.
That is by far his best album.
Yeah, that album's so good.
It's so good, like right from the get go, and there's not a bad song on it.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Complete, completely agree, dude.
Let's get into your emo phase, man. Give us some of these badass emo bands that you love.
Oh man, dude, that is so difficult. I'm trying to think of who my favorite bands would be right now because I have got a lot of bands I'm really into right now. Okay, first off, nobody even noticed it. Nobody said jack shit. Literally, one person noticed it. Did you guys ever listen to Bear versus Shark or no?
I
I've heard of it.
I have listened to a few songs of theirs. I was not like big into them, but yes.
Dude, they were like one of my favorite emo bands growing up. And no joke, I even talk about Catamaran in the new song, the Party with Villains song. And like nobody fucking caught it. And I was like, damn, that makes me so sad. But
That's
like that
hilarious.
song, man, you want to talk about a song to add to the playlist? Catamaran is where it's at. Like, I love that song. I love that band so much. I'm obsessed with them. Also, you guys ever listen to Origami Angel or no?
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay,
Gami
so
Gang.
man, that Thank You New Jersey song, holy shit, it's good.
Yes, we talked about that one. That was one of the ones on the playlist last month too. And dude, if you listen
It,
to it, it reminds me of Simple Plan's Scooby Doo song.
oh, dude, it really does. It really does.
Yes, but I love it. Like I'm not knocking it at all. It sounds fucking dope and it's catchy as hell. So
It's so catchy. And then I don't know if were you guys ever into Free Throw or no?
free through, yes.
Dude, okay, so
Adam's not big into the emo Midwest emo stuff. So
man,
No,
that's not his.
not my
his
tea.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you right now, the song that they had a song that like initially kind of was the song that like shocked my brain back awake to loving emo, and it's called Weak Tables, and it's off Bury Your Mind. And I'm telling you, like when I first heard that song, I was like, why did I ever stop loving emo? Like, why did I get out of this? Like, it
Yeah.
threw me for a loop and just put me right back in. But that's one I would definitely put on there as Weak Tables because
My
damn, what a song.
favorite free throw song is the Two Beers In.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, it's so good. That's off their
Yeah.
first LP too, dude.
Yeah, that's a
That
good
was
one.
that's like their that's the OG man. So I went and saw them right after they released Bury Your Mind. And so they only had that and they had the first album. And you know, they have like an EP too. And I went and saw them at this place called The End in Nashville, which holds maybe 80 kids. And like we were slammed. Me and Tony went together. Tony had never even heard them. And like, I mean, I'm talking, I was freaking crowd surfing on top of people that were a quarter of my size. And I was like, I'm having the best night of my life. It
That's
was
fucking funny.
so fun. Dude, they were so good live. So good. But
Yeah, dude,
besides
they're
that,
doing hella good now. Jeez.
oh man, they're doing so well right now. I feel bad for them though because I don't think I will ever love them like I once did. Ever since I don't know if you guys know, they lost their drummer a little while ago, like probably like 2 years ago now. And his drumming was really like a key vital part to that band. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
really miss it, like really bad. They put out a new single recently and it was good, but like I just missed his drumming. I missed it really bad when I heard it. I was like, damn, dude, like that's the one thing. Do you guys remember when did you guys ever listen to Death Cab for Cutie?
Yeah, I remember Death Cab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, when they lost their drummer, it was the same thing with me. I was like, damn, like I don't know if I'll ever love this band the same way again.
Yeah.
However, their new album they just put out, it's really good.
I haven't listened to it. Like Death Camp has always been like a hit or a miss for me. Uh
That, that's how their
their
albums are with me too.
their Transatlanticism album is really good. And
Oh, it's
then
so good. And Plans.
yes, yeah,
Yep.
Plans was
Yep,
really good. But
those are the albums I love too.
other than that, I really didn't listen to them past that.
Exactly. No, I totally understand that too because a lot of their stuff past that was just kind of like droning emo music, like just
Yeah.
low key, lo-fi emo that just it was the same way with me. I wasn't really that into it, and it was because they lost that drummer. I'm telling you, when they lost him, it hurt them bad.
Yeah. I
Because
do
he,
like I probably like the Postal Service more than I like Death Cab.
oh, I think a lot of people do.
Yeah. I that album Give Up is just it's a fucking masterpiece.
Exactly.
And I do
You know
like
how it
his
is.
lyrics as well. His lyrics are always has always been very intriguing because he like
Oh,
he like tells a story and it's
yes,
his lyrics have always been like really fucking cool.
100%. He is a great lyricist, like
Yeah.
one of the best.
I know they're playing a couple of shows with the Postal Service. I know they're doing like festivals and they're going on a tour for their 20-year
Yeah,
anniversary, which is cool.
it's so cool that he's
But it's
doing
all
both.
fucking
But like,
sold out. So
oh, of course.
Damn.
yeah.
Wait, what kind of music are you into, Adam? I have to know this.
Um, I don't know, Augie. What would you how would you sum it up?
All right. So
Uh-oh.
Adam is not into emo or pop punk or any of that stuff.
No.
Adam's like cup of tea is like progressive,
Yeah.
Oh,
melodic,
so we.
hardcore.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I was gonna say if we're talking progressive, I was going like Mars Volta and Closure in Moscow kind of stuff.
Closure
But
Moscow, yeah, Adam. I think Adam likes a little bit of them.
but
Yeah.
if we're going more in the hardcore direction, who are we talking? Because
Uh,
I listen to everything.
I would
So
say Adam's like favorite recent band. Adam, would you say like Hell the Sun, A Lot Like Birds, shit like that?
Oh, dude, yeah. So like a lot like birds is great. Early DGD.
that dude.
Um,
So you would love my manager because he
yeah,
literally every one of
absolutely.
those bands, dude. He's like all about picking them up as soon
Hail
as
the
he finds them.
Sun, Royal Coda. So like ah,
Anything with Kurt Travis in it is Adam's favorite, all right?
So yeah, I gotta ask you because these are actually buddies of mine that I've known my whole life. Do you know who Body Thief is?
I
Yes.
do.
Okay, cool, man. I wasn't sure. I was like, I wonder how they're doing actually, because they're from Baltimore, where I'm from, and literally we've played 1,000 shows together growing up. And they told me they were like, we finally got signed to Blue Swan Records, and all those
Yeah.
bands are on it. And I was like, oh man, that's so sick. And I have yet to listen to their album.
That was one of the bands I interviewed like 3 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
Mhm.
Yeah, he did. Actually. That was
What
pretty
was it
dope.
like? Was it Danny and Sebastian you interviewed? I'm betting.
It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Danny, Sebastian,
And probably
and
Greg.
yeah,
Greg.
Greg.
Yep. I
There
was
might
gonna
have
say
been
had
another one or not. I don't remember if it was. I think it was just the three of them. It may have been more. It's been so long.
Yeah,
exactly.
dude. So
That's so.
basically, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, dude. But I love that kind of music too, dude. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, post-hardcore, experimental, progressive. I think that would be the quick way to sum it up. And then when, coming up like System of a Down,
Oh
Rage,
yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
the
Me too.
90s, yeah.
Deftones, yeah, obviously Slipknot. So like that kind of shit that will never leave.
His girlfriend is
Oh,
getting him
exactly.
into like
The
his girlfriend
Used.
did get him into the Used, which is
She
really
got me
cool.
into the Used. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
Dude,
got
I
her into
I love
Emerissa.
them. Oh hell yeah,
Yeah,
that's so sick.
I was literally like probably the latest adopter of the Used ever, and then I was like, yo, like this shit's pretty good.
The live show will do it for you. Burt McCracken puts on a hell of a show, I've heard.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it was a
so
great
good.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good live.
Oh,
Like it's unbelievable.
she also put me on to Coheed. I was really late adopter of them as well.
Oh, dude, they're so good.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen them live like twice now, and anytime they come to Dallas, I'm there for sure.
Well, it sounds to me like your girl has actually got good taste in music, Adam, which
She
is
does,
a
she
great
does.
thing to have.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we go to shows together and she's not super into like the like hardcore, post-hardcore, like
Yeah.
but she's starting to like get a better feel for it. She'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
she'll be like, "Oh, these guys are good." And sometimes she's like, "These guys are just like completely just yelling and like there's no sense to it." So, and
Yeah.
some of that shit
Yeah.
I like my favorite band, like if it's not Deftones, it's probably Zayo. I love
Yeah.
Oh
Zayo.
my gosh, dude. Holy shit. Old
That's
school
like the
Christian metal, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We can go down that like Zayo, Haste the Day, Norma
We were
Jean.
Dude,
solid state
We
kids
can
growing up.
Yeah, we were solid state kids
oh
growing up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I loved all that stuff. I'm gonna throw one out here right now that I bet neither of you remember because whenever I say their name, people are always like, "Who?" Do either of you remember Petra?
I remember Petra. Yeah.
I do
Yeah,
not.
Hmm.
dude, nobody remembers them, man. And I was like, dude, they were like my shit growing up, and they toured with Zayo all the time. Like they
Yeah.
were like Zayo's biggest influence when they first started.
Okay.
Um, and, and then like, dude, I was so into all that Christian hardcore bullshit. Like, I loved like DC Talk and all that shit
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
growing
Yeah.
up.
DC
Oh
Talk. And it's funny
man,
because the last interview he did, he said, yeah, his parents would listen to DC Talk all the time, and like the Christian stuff. And I was like, man, that was like a mandatory album. Like you weren't Christian unless you had that DC Talk album.
dude, it's, it's so true. And then Toby Mac went out and did his thing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. The other
Oh
guy did
god.
something too. I don't remember what it was though.
Dude, I love that you guys were solid state people though, man, because I
Yeah,
love them. I love
yeah.
them so
Yeah.
much. Man, I
Adam
saw the
wasn't big on Adam likes so Adam likes Under Oath, but he doesn't like Spencer Chamberlain Under
I,
Oath.
I like Define the Great Line and like it stops
Yes,
there.
he
I was gonna
likes
say,
Dallas Taylor Under Oath.
well, have you
Yeah.
have you heard Maylene's
Oh
comeback
yeah,
yet or no?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah. Dude, whenever he got, injured or whatever, dude, I'm pretty sure I cried. Like
yeah.
I love Melee in the Sons of Disaster. It's unreal.
Dude, dude, I do too. It's so funny because okay, so I'm gonna throw one out there that this is a band I toured with that I love, and to this day, I think that you would, dude, their new album. I think you would fuck so heavy with it after hearing this. Did you ever listen to He Is Legend?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, I love them
Yes.
too.
yeah,
Oh, dude, their new album is unbelievable.
yeah.
Like, I promise, Adam, if you have not heard it yet, it's gonna be your favorite album of the year.
I'll have to check out the new album. I haven't heard it, at least
He is
not its
Legend
entirety.
did one of the greatest covers of all time when they covered Third Eye Blind Wounded.
Dude,
That
dude,
song is so fucking good.
dude,
Yeah.
dude, I'm telling you, man, it's so funny that they have stayed together, even though they've changed members so many times. Like they literally, that singer, he's just amazing because he somehow is able to make anything sound good.
Yeah. So Skylar, yeah, he's so good.
He's so good,
So
dude.
talking about Dallas, I named two of my children after Dallas Taylor.
No
Yeah.
way. So Dallas and Taylor?
So my firstborn, who we lost him in a what is it? He was a stillborn.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
damn,
his name
sorry, dude.
was it happens, things happen. But his name was Dallas James Ray. And then now
That's a badass name.
yeah, and now my 9-year-old is his middle name. This is like a deep cut, dude. Like nobody knows about this shit but me because I'm a fucking nerd. Uh, his name is Connor Everett,
Oh
And
man, that's so
Everett
fucking sick.
was Dallas's, he had a side project where he
Hmm.
played on an Everett piano, and that
That
was the name
is
of the side
so
project. So,
that is so funny, dude. I love that man.
yeah, he
Some
was
nerdy
huge,
shit
dude.
right there.
Yeah, yeah, it was like deep because they only ever released a couple of songs under Everett, but yeah.
That's like do you remember so you were talking about Emerosa. Do you remember the OG Emerosa EP?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Chris went on to start like Moss to Flame, but
Hmm.
before he went on to start like Moss to Flames, he started this other project. Oh fuck, what was it called? It was called like Oh something, like Oh Grateful or something like that. Do either of you
Yes.
remember? Oh gosh,
Yes.
I can't remember what the exact name was, but I like to this day, no one remembers it, and I'm like, dude, I love that shit. Same with like, I don't know, do either of you remember Oceana?
Yep.
Yes,
We
we
just
just
talked about
talked
them.
about
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Man,
The Tide.
yes, dude, they were so sick.
I'm not gonna
Like
lie to
such,
you.
Yeah.
I fucked with uh Chris's Emerosa album so fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
We
Is
did.
Your Way Out is was such a
it
phenomenal
was
fucking
so
EP.
good. It was so
Yeah.
good, man.
Yeah.
You guys need to check out the band that I used to tour with Oceana with all the time. Like I got to tour with like them, a burden of a day, of machines,
I love Dove
Nice.
Machines.
Yeah, Machines
Love
was
Dove
good
yeah,
too.
Machines.
Yeah.
yeah, Broadway. Like we used to go out on tour with those guys all the time. I have to send you guys some of my old band stuff because like man, we used to be in that scene
Yeah.
heavy.
Misha, I interviewed Misha from Broadway. He's such a nice fucking guy.
Was he nice? That's so
Super
sick.
nice, dude.
Because legitimately, dude, like, so we only ever did a weekend thing with them. And bro, you want to hear something so sad though? He did not have his voice the whole time. We played
Oh
three
man.
shows, and
Uh,
his voice was so shot, and I felt so bad for him because you could
Yeah.
like see it in his face on stage that he was like, "I'm gonna jump off a cliff."
Yeah, dude. I interviewed him a couple years ago, and dude. He talked to me for like 2 hours straight, dude. It was such a great interview. He was just hella nice.
That's so sick. I love that.
Yeah. But
But
emo. Let's get back into the emo music. So we only got
yes.
Origami Angel, Bear Shark, Bear versus Shark, and Free Throw is all we managed to get off of that before we trailed off.
bro, you got to throw some Prince Daddy on there too, man, because they're literally one of my favorite bands of all time.
Prince Daddy and the Hyenas.
Yeah, man, dude, you ever listen to them or no?
I've
The
heard a few
hyena.
songs. Yeah,
That
the
was so
Hyena.
funny that
Yeah,
you said. Yeah, I love the hyenas.
yeah. I've heard like one or two tracks, but I couldn't tell you the name of them.
Probably the one to add. El Dorado is so good. It's such a great song. Absolutely love that one.
I have to check that one out.
Yeah, I promise you. Like that, it's so funny, dude. Because I love the most generic emo too. Like I really love stuff like Mom Jeans so
Oh
much,
yeah,
and it's so funny because people give me so much shit for it, and I'm like, dude, I don't care. They write good music. Like
they
you can
do.
say
Yeah,
whatever you want. They do, man. They just write good music. Like that last album, I think it's Sweet Tooth or whatever. Like that album is just really good. It's just really good.
yeah. Uh, I like that generic Midwest emo shit too, dude. Like the cardboard swords. Oh man, I eat that shit
Yes,
up.
dude. I know, dude. Dude, well, Circus Clown by Mom Jeans, that's the song that literally off this most recent one, I was like, damn, like, holy shit, what a band. I don't
Yeah,
know how, like, I don't know how they did it, but they took their sound and just made it 10 times better for this album. Like, they really
I have
did.
to check
You
that out. I
know,
haven't heard the new Embalm Jeans yet.
oh, yo, you're gonna love that album. You will love it. I promise you. It's so much better than everything else they've ever done, and that's
Yeah,
saying something because I was like already into them, and now I'm like real into them.
that's good, man.
Like,
A lot of people like, man, I'm holding out hope for the new Spanish Love Songs album, but their first two albums were like almost untouchable, man. Like they're so good. And I think
Well,
my
the problem
expectations are a little too high for this next one.
I was gonna say, dude, that's the problem is people get their expectations so high, and it's like, dude, you can't do that because
Yeah,
legitimately, like, no matter what they put out in that case, chances are you're gonna be disappointed.
yeah.
Which,
Those first two albums were so fucking good.
oh yeah, dude.
Like he's got one of my favorite lines. He says, "I took 42 steps today, couch to bathroom to kitchen to couch."
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but that's just proof that like good lyrics can make anything good
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because they
Uh,
really can.
is there any like hardcore you want to throw in here, man? I know you said earlier your favorite band was Under Oath until
Mm.
Yeah,
their
dude,
newer stuff.
dude, please add a He Is Legend song,
Yeah.
Yes. Which one you got, man?
please. Dude, oh man, my favorite one from this new album. Oh gosh, this is hard as shit because they're all so good. Dude, add Lifeless Lemonade. That song is so good.
Man, it's crazy that his age is still killing it like that, man.
Bro, did you okay, you want to hear something really crazy actually? This is an insane story. When they were recording this new album, he ended up in the hospital 6 times while recording it.
Wow.
Fucking A, dude.
Yeah, Skylar. Yeah, because it like when he would be like screaming and like singing in the studio and basically just collapsed and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him.
Damn. And did they eventually figure it out?
Yeah, eventually they figured it out, but it took them like a bunch of tries to figure out exactly what was wrong with him. But like basically he was like, this could have been my last album ever.
That's crazy, man.
I know it was such a bummer because I really loved them. Like I really do love that band. Do you guys oh man, I'm about to throw it back for you. Do you guys remember As Cities Burn?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dude, so one of the new songs that didn't make this album was me and TJ from As Cities Burn.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome,
Oh,
dude.
but I mean, it's one of those songs that eventually I'll put out like on something else, but it just didn't fit this album and it just didn't quite work for like the sound I was going for this one. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, because like it would have just been nice to have his name on it. But it's like they were like one of my favorite bands growing up, and it was so funny because I hit him up and I was like, hey, like I don't know if you remember me. We played some shows together back in the day, and he was like, yeah, of course I remember you. So grab my number and everything. Literally that night we're texting. I sent him the song, and he's like, fuck yeah, I'm going to be on this song. And I was like, oh, let's go. This is so sick, man. And then the fucking song didn't make the album. And I was like,
Uh,
God damn.
uh,
I know. Dude, it's
yeah.
okay though, because I got 2 features on the album that I'm really happy with that are coming out. And then I have a couple singles that have good features for after the album comes out too that I'm really excited about. But I was just
Hell
so
yeah.
bummed about that one. Do you guys know who Heart Attack Man is?
Yes.
Yeah, so him and I are working together in August on a new song, and I'm really excited for that actually.
Oh yeah, dude. That's awesome. They're fucking good too.
Oh yeah, dude.
Let's get a Acidity's Burn and then we'll get a heart attack, man.
Oh yeah, let's do it, man. Oh dude. Oh let's go. Can we go old school As Cities Burn?
Oh yeah, the Sun I Loved You at Your Darkest was like
Yep.
peak,
That
man.
it's so good, dude. Dude, put Bloodsucker on there. Bloodsucker Part 2. It's so
Yeah.
good. Oh,
That was the album I
it's
had.
really dude, I had all their albums, man. Like I was obsessed with them.
And then
Absolutely obsessed.
Heart Attack,
And
man.
then if we're going Heart Attack, man, dude, you got to just go with like their newest song. That's like the uh title track, "Freak of Nature," is so good.
All right.
It's so
Sometimes I
good.
do these and I see things and now I'm curious. The Beastie Boys has a song called Heart Attack, man.
Yep, yep, that's what
Is
it's
that where
from.
they got their name? Okay.
Dude, it's so funny, man, because people like think Heart Attack Man is a band, but it's just Eric.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Eric does everything for that band, basically. He's literally just me with a different name.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I mean,
Dude,
I fucking props, dude. That shit's got to be hard.
bro, it's so funny though, man, because him and I actually met in a weird way too. I freaking messaged him on Instagram and sent him a song. And I was like, let's see if this kid actually listens to this shit. And he messaged me back and he was like, this is so fucking sick. It's the first single off the actual album. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then he was like, you got more? And I was like, yeah. So I sent him the album and he was like, we're doing a song together. And I was like, let's fucking go.
Hell yeah, dude. Like, Instagram's the place to message people, man. A lot of people answer their IG messages.
Which is so
That's what I've seen.
surprising.
Yeah, it is weird, dude. It's super weird.
Because nobody answers Twitter messages ever.
Yeah. Twitter and Facebook is like nobody answers that shit. Instagram,
Dude.
for some reason, every time, dude.
Yeah, you know who answers their fucking Twitter messages all the time, which surprises me, is fucking Anthony Green.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, he followed me forever ago, so I started talking to him in like Twitter messages, and I was just like, and he just started responding back, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? This is Anthony Green. Like, I love this dude, and he is so chill, just so chill.
I can imagine.
I literally watched the Blue's Clues movie because he did some of the music in it.
That's so funny, dude. I love that.
Yeah. I was like, we gotta watch this. I was like, yeah, you want to watch Blue's Clues, don't you, Eloise? And she was like, yeah.
That's been happening a lot more with like artists in our scene. Did you guys play the new Sonic game?
No,
I haven't.
Dude, so the new Sonic game, all the music, it's Kellen Quinn of all people from Sleeping with Sirens. Yeah, and he actually did a great job. I'm not like a huge fan of Sleeping with Sirens, but the music is fantastic in that Sonic game.
I have to check it out.
I like the one or two albums of theirs.
Yeah, that's how I was too. I liked them when they first came out.
The first two, yeah.
Yeah, the first two. And of course King for a Day was like peak.
Oh, of course. That's because Pierce the Veil was where it was at, man. I will say, did you guys listen to the new Pierce the Veil album or no?
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't.
It made me so depressed. Like, I waited like, what, 7 or 8 years for that album, and it comes out, and it's a whole album of slow songs. And I was like, bro, I wanted like that old like punk punch you in the face Pierce the Veil.
Yeah, dude. Who was it that, Adam, did you do this interview with me? Somebody was arguing with their bandmate about who did King for a Day, if it was Sleeping with Sirens or Pierce the Veil. Who was that?
I don't remember who it was, but I do remember that conversation happening.
Yeah, they were like arguing with each other. It was pretty fucking funny.
It's Pierce the Veil, right?
Yeah, it's Pierce the Veil.
Yeah, okay.
Because I had to chime in and be like, no, it's Pierce the Veil.
I think like whoever was making the argument for the other way, like their argument was like kind of solid, and so I was questioning myself. I was like, wait a minute. And I was like, no way, it's a Pierce the Veil song. Like I know, I've seen the music video very clearly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember who that was though.
When I saw them and they came out and played that together, it was like one of the sickest things I ever saw. Also, you'll really appreciate this, Adam. So I went to a used concert where Sleeping with Sirens was also playing, and Kellen Quinn. So Bert was losing his voice, and Kellen Quinn came out on stage and was singing with Bert for the used set, and it was so good.
That's cool.
That's really cool, and I bet like that was really fun for Kellen.
You could
like fronting the used for a day.
Yep, you could tell he was having the time of his life. And I will tell you guys the coolest fronting thing I've ever seen in my entire life was, do you guys remember the band The Receiving End of Sirens?
Yep. Yes.
So I went to Bamboozle back in, it was like 2006 or 8 maybe. I don't know. It was a long time ago. And Casey, the lead, like, they had multiple singers. They had 3 singers. But Casey, the lead singer of Receiving End of Sirens, lost his voice, and he was like, do y'all mind if we bring out a special singer? And they were like, sure. And it was fucking Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco, and he sang that set for Receiving End of Sirens, and I kid you not, it was the best set I've ever seen.
Dude, a Fever You Can't Sweat Out, like if I were to make a top 10 of my albums like of all time, like that one's up there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's in there. I listen to it.
Me too.
Literally like weekly.
I feel like that album
from when it came out.
I feel like that album really got overshadowed by From Under the Cork Tree when it came out
Oh,
because
definitely.
that album is on the same level as From Under the
It's
Cork Tree.
so good.
Like,
It
yeah,
flows so good. Like the
yeah.
lyrics, obviously his voice.
But the only song that ever got attention was All Right Since
Closing
Not
the goddamn
And
door.
Tragedies.
that's not even
Yeah,
the best
it's not
song.
even the best song. No,
Not
not
even
at all, dude.
So
close,
true.
actually.
It's so true. It's so funny
It's a
because
fun
the,
song, but
what was so funny is playing right before the Receiving End of Sirens. This shows how long ago this was Panic at the Disco. So Panic at the
Damn.
Disco played and then Receiving End of Sirens, which
oh, it's forever
today
ago.
that oh yeah, today Receiving End of Sirens couldn't even fucking be on the same bill with them.
No, no,
No.
yeah, no,
That shit
yeah.
was crazy.
They
It
got
was
their fame a little later, which of course I'm sure that album did great, but it didn't do like Panic didn't really do great until Fall Out Boy went away.
exactly. It's so true. Uh, I don't know if you guys heard it, but the new Fall Out Boy album is actually fantastic.
I keep forgetting to listen to that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have not listened to it.
It
Yeah.
really, really, really surprised me because it's like a return to form.
Yeah. The only thing I did hear the new song.
Yeah, we
Uh-huh.
did.
And we listened to the new one. The only thing I didn't like about that was that like excessively long fucking intro.
That
Oh, it's
was their
so
first
long.
single, right? So like
Yeah,
It,
it's
it,
yeah,
kind
it
of,
was. And not only was it their first single back, but it also was the first track on the album. That's the whole reason
yeah.
it's so long. That's definitely the whole reason. But I promise you guys, like that album and the second half of the album is better than the first half, which says
Yeah,
a
I have to
lot.
give it a
That's
listen.
rare.
Which, man, the fucking, I don't know if it's like nostalgia or what, but definitely the Take This to Your Grave.
Oh yeah,
Take
literally
Take This to Your
the
Grave, yeah.
best album, man. Oh, I
Yeah.
love that album.
I think I like that one more than I like From Under the Cork Tree.
I mean that album's unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
literally unbelievable. It's just straight pop punk goodness.
Yes, yeah. But of course, Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner will still probably be my all-time favorite song.
Oh, it's so good. It
I
is
just
so
really
good.
like the lyrics in that song.
Have you guys ever looked at how they write music too? It's so weird because Pete Wentz writes
Yeah.
everything.
He writes the lyrics, he writes
wow,
The
yeah.
music.
Mhm.
Yep.
that's insane.
Yeah,
I
Pete Wentz
never knew
is
that.
Fall Out Boy, yeah.
Yep. And legitimately, it's so funny because he's probably the least talented musician in the group.
Yeah. But he's got
But
something because shit, dude.
And look, dude, if he's got it up top, I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah. One of the most well-known basses of all time.
I know, man. If only he could keep his mouth shut when it comes to screaming, because whenever he screams, it like grates my ears.
Yeah.
It's just so bad.
Let's get some of your favorite like current listens on here.
Oh, my current listens?
Yeah, we're about to have to wrap this up pretty soon. So let's get some of your favorite current bands on here. And I'm gonna do something a little different for homies this time. So let's just work on the current
I love
listens.
that.
Yeah.
All right, cool, cool, cool. I love that. Okay, but does current listens have to be stuff that's just coming out right now?
No,
Because
just
my
whatever
current,
no,
you're
just
enjoying.
whatever
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
digging
yeah.
right now.
okay, I was gonna say because like my number one thing that I've been listening to recently again, it's the same album I go back to every single year at this time of year is "Worship and Tribute" by Glassjaw,
Okay.
and
Beautiful.
it's just it's one of the greatest albums of all time.
Yeah.
And then I would definitely, if we can, put Pup the Band. Ink is filing for bankruptcy on there because holy shit, what a song!
Okay.
It's their newest album, and it's the last song on the newest album. It's called "The Unraveling of Pup the Band." Like that's the name of the album.
Oh, Puff the Band Ink is falling for bankrupt. Okay, gotcha. What song from Glassjaw?
Oh man, "It Does Mill" probably.
Yeah, that's one of the first ones that I heard.
Yeah, I mean that's the one you like instantly think of when you think of Glassjaw because it's so good. And then,
Yeah,
man, I would definitely add because I've been listening to them again like crazy. You guys know Arcadia Gray?
I do not
Man,
actually.
Mm-mm.
oh man, they're so good. They're so good. And add the song Konami Code.
I'll have to
What a
check them out
fuck.
too for sure. because they
They,
got a
they're a
Scoot
local.
Cobain.
Oh yeah, dude, they're a great band, and they're like not big by any means whatsoever, but they are fantastic. I mean,
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. Um,
always looking for new shit to listen to.
oh yeah, and then could we add "Say What You Mean" by No Pressure?
Yes,
Big, big, big fan of No Pressure in the story so far.
the story so far, I like them.
Yeah, dude. Well, No Pressure is his other band. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I knew he had
there's
another project. I just could never remember what it was called.
yeah. Well, I'm telling you, if you get a chance, listen to the No Pressure album. It's really good, and their EP is fantastic. Like a 10 out of 10. Oh man, definitely, dude. Mattstagram. I've been killing some Mattstagram recently.
Can you spell that for me?
Yeah. It's Mattstagraham. It's all one
Okay,
word.
I got you.
And put prescribe whatever on there.
All right,
Oh, actually, I add one last one to
go
go
ahead.
with it. Stomach Book. And I would say if you're gonna put Stomach Book on there, probably Casket Kids is the one I'd go with.
Hell yeah, dude, get some new music in here. I've never heard of them either.
Oh man, you're in for a treat.
So normally we would do homies, but since you have so
Oh,
many,
there's a lot of there's a lot of homies that I already put on there. Like Mattstagram and Stomach Book are the straight up homies. Oh, and
gotcha.
Arcadia Gray, like
Okay, cool.
another one.
I was going to link your so I'll link this playlist and then I'll also link your homies playlist when this episode comes out.
Love
So it'll
that.
be in like the Spotify description so people can click on both.
I
So
love that. That's beautiful.
yeah, you got a whole playlist. If you go to the Full Blown Meltdown Spotify page,
Oh yeah. It's
so
just
go to the
under
Full Blown Meltdown page and then you scroll down, you can see he's got a artist playlist, FBM's homies. So yeah, I'll link that for everybody to go check out. Are you constantly
beautiful.
updating that thing?
Yeah, I am. I
Okay.
try to update it every like 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll link that for everybody to go follow if they want to keep track with all the music that you're supporting.
Beautiful. I love that. It's so funny because literally like today I just redid it. I took off. I had 50 songs on there and I deleted them all. And now it's back up to 62 because I was like, all right, now I just got to go back and add a bunch of people I like. And
Yeah,
I just keep seeing more and more. And I'm like, damn, dude, I can't stop adding to this shit.
that's my biggest issue with making playlists because I'm like,
Hmm.
ugh. But I'm also like an album dude. So I love listening to full
Me, dude,
albums. So it's so
me
fucking
too.
hard to make a playlist.
Yeah.
I I am the same exact way. I love if an album is meant to be listened to front to back, I love to listen to it front
I
to
think
back.
by default they are like that's my belief. And so
Yes.
like I do listen to playlists, obviously, but if I'm just like, you know what, I feel like listening to Haste the Day today, then I'm gonna go listen to like, you know,
An album, yeah.
an album in its
Maybe their
entirety.
discography.
Yeah, no, if
Ex-
I feel like listening to that artist that day, like I pray it's not Zayo because they have like
Yeah, yeah.
so many. I
I've
feel it
gone
takes me
through
like
that
a week to listen
discography.
to it. Yeah.
I've listened to that discography like 3 or 4 times, and it does take forever.
Oh yeah.
that,
Yeah,
that is so dang funny.
yeah. I do like I'll throw like and then that's kind of the way we prepare for these too. So like with bands that have more than 1 or 2 albums, we throw them in a playlist from like release date order. So the very first shit
Yeah,
they released all the way to the last shit they released, and we listen to it from like oldest to newest.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love that. That's so sick.
you can hear like the changes and everything. There's a lot of cool shit that you can hear doing that. Like there's
Exactly.
my favorite one was probably recently that the artist Scuff Mixon, Adam. It's not really
Hmm.
Adam's cup of tea, but it was really cool to hear like his progression throughout the years. He's gotten so much better.
Oh, that's the best part too, is when they're
Yeah,
actually improving.
yeah,
Like there's so many artists that go the opposite direction, and like I'm like, man, I love their first two albums, and then they just put out shit for four
Yeah, yeah,
albums.
yeah.
That kills
Yeah.
me.
And the progression is mainly heard with like the smaller DIY scene bands, you know. So the
Exactly.
bigger the band, the worse their albums get as time goes
Uh,
by.
dude, you are not lying, man. Like that is so true.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I guess they just lose their spark. Well,
Well, I
some,
feel like they have everything that they want, and they're like, well, now I have nothing left to write about.
yeah. And well, I think somebody, I don't remember who said this. It was some famous person. He said that uh, an artist's first album, they have like 17 years to write their first album, whereas the next couple of albums, because, you know, most bands get signed when they're like 17 to 25. So
Yep,
they have that many years to write their first album.
it's so
Whereas
true.
after that, they only have like 1 to 5.
Exactly. Well, that's why when a band takes off like 5 or 6 years or even like a decade and comes back and back with something super weak, I'm like, wow, what were you doing with your life?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, dude.
Like, it just bums me out.
So I threw Party with Villains as the first track on this playlist, and I threw Let It Hang as the second, or as the last, sorry. So it'll open up
Love
with
that.
your first, and it'll close with your last single. If I'm not sure when you're planning on releasing another single, but if you happen to release one before this comes out, I'll throw that on here as well.
Love that, dude.
So
It'll probably be right around the same time this comes out, so that's beautiful.
okay, yeah. Adam, you want to do the
What's the last thing you
yeah,
listened to?
yeah, that too. Thank you, man. I was gonna
Yeah.
forget
Oh,
that.
the last thing I listened to, now I
Yeah.
gotta bring up my what's it called, dude, to see what the last thing was that I had on. I do. I'm going to look at it right now. Holy shit, this is embarrassing.
Yes.
So my wife was in the car.
No, 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 no.
Nah, own it.
Own it, baby.
And it was Incomplete by the Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah,
Oh, there's
that's
nothing wrong with
beautiful.
that. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's beautiful.
Bro, we literally on the way home tonight, we're just jamming Backstreet Boys and singing at the top of our lungs.
That's funny.
There was one guy we interviewed, and he listed, what was it like? Was it Metallica or like
Yeah.
something? He was super embarrassed. Like he was trying to blame. He was like, "I share this account with my son." I was like, "Don't blame your poor
Yeah.
kids. Not even here to defend themselves."
Yeah.
That is so
I don't know
funny,
why he
dude.
was
Well,
so embarrassed of that, but anyways,
yeah, I don't either, dude. Dude, I feel like mine is way worse. But
nah.
legitimately, it's so funny because like she and I watched. Have you guys ever watched? I think it's called "This Is the End."
Yes.
It was
we
like,
just watched that movie the
Oh
other
yeah,
night.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
dude,
Me
I
and my
love
wife,
that
yeah.
movie. And
It's
the
it's
Backstreet
great.
Boys, it is, and the Backstreet Boys are at the very end. And Gab on the way home tonight was like, "Let's fucking listen to the Backstreet Boys," and I was like, "Screw it, let's do it." And if there's
Yeah,
one thing I love doing, it is just belting it out at the top of my lungs. And her and I were just driving down the road, and my dog was in the back seat, like, "What the fuck is wrong with my
yeah.
parents?"
Poor dog. I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Me and
But it's therapeutic for sure.
my wife has never seen that movie, and we watched it the other night.
Did she think it was the
That's
dumbest thing ever?
Yeah, she liked it. She was like,
Okay,
"It's
good.
all right. It's not bad."
dude, it's
She
so
doesn't like
funny.
anything.
Hmm.
I was gonna say it's so funny. How can you not like it? Like the part when
Yeah.
Jonah Hill is like chained to the bed, I was losing my shit.
Yeah, dude. I am like the biggest fucking fan of Danny McBride. That dude is so
Dude.
goddamn funny, man.
So, do you guys watch Righteous Gemstones?
I have. Yes, I haven't. I think I watched the first 2 seasons.
Man, dude, that's all there is so far. But that
Oh,
show
okay,
is
good.
so
Yeah.
good. It is so good. Everything he does is gold.
Yes. Yeah. And my favorite shit was Eastbound and Down. God damn it,
Oh,
that
of
shit was so
course.
fucking funny.
Yeah,
Dude, he was perfect, man. And that's why that movie last night, like legitimately. Oh, and I have to give massive credit to Channing Tatum because he
Yeah.
will literally take the stupidest roles to make people laugh, and I love that.
He really will. Yeah.
yeah. He. I've like I've seen him in some compromising roles, and I was like, you know what?
Yes.
No matter what anyone has to say about him, he doesn't give a fuck. He will literally like play like a pseudo like homosexual or like
Yes,
whatever. Like he doesn't care.
100%. He does
Um,
Yeah.
not. And did you guys
and I
see
think that's
Bullet?
dope.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
I do
sure.
too. I do too. Did you guys see Bullet Train or no?
Yes, I
I
watched that one too.
did. I
I
love that
liked
movie.
it.
Dude, what I was shocked when he was in that too. And
Oh
then
yeah.
dude, and he was in it for such a short time, but I loved it. But also 21 and 22 Jump Street are two of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are funny
21
too,
Jump
yeah.
Street it cracks me the fuck up,
Uh-huh.
dude.
It is so damn good. And I was just like, and that was when I realized I liked him. I was like, damn, this dude's actually funny as hell.
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing.
Shoot, dude.
Shout out your social media handles for the 10 listeners that we have so they can go check you out.
I'm sure you guys are gonna have more than 10 listeners soon. I
After
promise
this
you that.
episode, we will.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, so Twitter and TikTok are both full blown meltdown, but it's just MLTDWN.
Okay.
Instagram is full blown meltdown, completely spelled out, and my actual YouTube is also just full blown meltdown spelled out, and I think that's it.
All right, man. Anything else you want to say to the world or?
Nah, dude, thank you guys for having me. This was a
Yeah,
blast.
man. Well, I
Awesome,
appreciate
man.
it, dude.
Thank you so
I was gonna
much.
say Stomach Book might have some words to say to you for putting Backstreet Boys right after that. I hope the transition is smooth.
She's gonna be pissed at me for that one, and I'm cool with it. It's gonna be so funny. I will have to. I'll pre-message her and be like, "Sorry."
Yeah, I got a play that's coming out soon. I apologize.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, it's all good though. Trust me,
Yeah,
she's
man.
cool enough that she'll be cool with it.
Yeah. Well, dude, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for giving us your time tonight, man.
Yeah, dude.
And,
Thank you so much.
look forward to hearing your next single and the rest of your album and everything else that you're putting out. So,
Hell yeah, dudes! It was awesome talking to you guys.
yeah, man. If you ever want to come back, dude, just shoot me a message, dude.
For sure.
We ain't doing nothing.
I promise you guys, especially if I can somehow manage to make this project take off, I will come back.
We appreciate you, dude.
100%.
Thank you so much, man.
Hell yeah.
No, even if it doesn't
Of
take
course.
off and you just want to come chat with us, man, just
Oh yeah.
hit me up.
Absolutely.
I love that idea too, dudes.
Yeah, dude.
And Adam, do you already follow me on everything or no?
I'm
I gotta
about
follow
to.
you.
Adam doesn't have a
about
to.
Twitter.
I don't have
but
a
he does have-
Twitter, but I have Insta. Yeah.
Okay, whatever, dude. I'll just follow you on there. That's cool.
All
Yeah,
right.
man. We appreciate you,
All
dude.
right,
Thank
man.
you. You have a nice night.
You too, dudes. I'll catch you guys later.
Later.
Later, man.